after all the talk of the last couple of days, you might think, well, he just hates women. Doesn't want to see their issues resolved. It's very much not true. I think my past shows that on the subject of rape, I am extremely opinionated on it, and it's one of the few things that really gets me actually upset. I think on National Women's Day, if you really want to talk about real women's issues, you should talk about false rape claims and how damaging they are to actual rape victims. How it makes them so much less believable when somebody would go so far as to lie about a crime so heinous. I think that instead of trying to teach men not to rape, we should be teaching women to protect themselves, to try and rig the game in their favor. You know, maybe you don't go drinking by yourself and get shit-faced drunk. Maybe you don't accept every drink that's just handed to you. You know? These kinds of things. To help the situation. Help women identify predators a little bit easier. Help them try and figure out ways to get themselves out of situations when they find themselves in them. I think that would go a lot further toward preventing. There's a lot of women's issues. And I get it. International Women's Day. Yeah, I heard. I understand. And I think it's amazing that now all of a sudden people want to bring up that women in Arab countries are not doing well. Oh, yeah, I know. I mentioned that in the first video, that Saudi Arabia, the lady wanted to get a driver's license, and I said, you got to move to Saudi Arabia because they hate women. Right? I'm all about talking about that. But then I see feminists supporting groups who set up little tents on campuses to try and encourage women to try on a hijab for a day. Yeah, throw on this shekel. You never know. You might like the feel of it. Right? This is why National Women's Day, International Women's Day is such a joke to me. Because you guys do this other horse shit the entirety of the fucking year. And then on this one day, all of a sudden, it's so important to talk about the real issues. Even though you don't, you're still talking about wage gap. We want equality. You got equality, man. You got it. You don't have social equality, and you're never going to get that. Because socially, we are not equals. But you have equality under the law. Bam! It's done. Doesn't it feel good? No, women are treated like shit in other countries. I get that. Women are in some ways treated like shit socially. I get that. But, you know, life isn't fair. Things are always going to happen. I don't know. There's just so many more important topics to discuss than the patriarchy. I think domestic abuse is an important subject. I think that's important on both sides to have the conversation. And I think that there's absolutely no reason we can't do a joint effort there. Work together to try and stamp out domestic abuse completely for everybody. Nobody should have to suffer being abused domestically. To make it Domestic Abuse Day. Wherein on that day we'll give a fuck about domestic abuse and then we can forget about it tomorrow. I think it should be a year-round thing. I don't wait until one specific day to discuss a topic unless the day is that topic. I talk about this shit all year round. I'm fully on the side of women. I think that they should be empowered. I think they should be allowed to do whatever they want. But I think that they should also be realistic. I get a woman's right to choose whether or not to have a baby, but I don't understand why a man's right to choose is non-existent. And I don't understand why we try and not call it murdering a child, because that's exactly what it is. Let's just admit it. Let's admit I want the responsibility. I'm fine with that. But that's that shit, you know. You wanna paint everything up all flowery and nice. And it isn't that way. There's a lot of problems for a lot of people. And we need to stop this divisive nonsense. Because that's how we're going to wind up working together on shit. Because ultimately they're people problems. Rape is a terrible thing. Nobody should have to suffer through it. Nobody. Nobody. Not no woman. Not no man. Nobody. So until it stops becoming a woman's issue, or a man's issue, or whatever, until it becomes people issues, until we don't need International Women's Day to give a fuck about the people in Iran, the women in Iran, who can't go anywhere without elder brothers say so. It's amazing to me that we bring that shit up all the time, and yet whenever I bring up the fact that female genital mutilation is coming back to this country, people go, oh, well, that's their culture. Are you shitting me? But on International Women's Day, oh, that's when we care about the female genital mutilation. We just don't care that it's done by Muslims, because we're all in support of Muslims, because they have women too, and some of those women like the oppression. It's such a scatterbrained movement, the whole thing. Everything that has to do with women and making their lives better. It's such a scatterbrained movement. You guys are all over the place. You need to figure out exactly what it is you want to do. And you need to weed out the people who are fucking muddying the waters and making everything fucking weird and bringing up all this dumbass shit. You need to clean your own house if you actually want to discuss real issues. I'm here. I'm ready. I do it year round. But on International Women's Day, we should, I guess, recognize that there are problems. But I think that we should recognize that they're human problems. And that we're all humans just trying to get along in the world. And that no one person's problems are more important than anybody else's. Everybody's problems are equally important. I think if we go there with it, then it's a lot more palatable. And I think that if we wanted to discuss real women's issues, man, I'd be all for it. But some of the things, I look at it and I just go, the goofy ads and all that stuff, man. Just makes it laughable to me. Yeah. And I think that when something's like that, I think that when you do these things that a lot of people are going to be like, really? Then that's the point of view they take on the whole subject. That really? And then that's it. They don't care anymore. They don't want to discuss actual issues after that. You've ruined it. You've ruined the discussion. You walked into the room with a clown nose and a big funny hat and said, I want to discuss important topics. Nobody's taking you serious. Get out of the goofy outfit. Let's talk to the real topics. I'm fine with that. Do it your way. Alright. I don't know. I am in support of solving women's issues. I am. I think that if you watch more than just the one of my videos, you might notice that I have supported women very much in the past. And I will continue to do so, but I'm not going to do it in the way you want me to. Because the way you want me to is fucking stupid. I want to solve real problems, and I want to find a realistic way to do it. That's how I celebrate that International Women's Day. by telling you guys you're all being goofy fucks and you need to stop. Because I think that's the best way to help you. This used to be me. A sad, sad puppy. No food in the fridge, holes in my pillowcase, and all out of... Recently, things have been going great. You all have helped me out a lot. Now I have a fridge full of takeout, new pillowcases, and let's be honest, I'm never out of... But the reason that things have changed around for me like that is because I've had a lot of pressure taken off of me for buying stuff for making videos for you guys. You guys helped me buy a new capture box when my old one broke. You helped me buy a new PC when the other one turned into poop. And you helped me get to Perfect Circle concerts so that I could share that experiences with you guys. Recently I've kind of had to change the way I do things, but I found another way. You can find me on Maker's Support. I have a link in the description, and if you'd like to donate money to keep this sort of thing going, then that's where you can do it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. I hope you have fun.